So this is picking up where we left off on part one from specialty hospital experiences and such. So I have a nephrologist here, and they say for a black female, it shouldn't be higher. Your creatinine level shouldn't be higher than like 0.1 or whatever. And they had done my blood work, and it was like riding right there at like 99. And then they had checked it again, and it was like 1 point something. Either way, like that's high for me, you know, like that's high. That's riding the line of, you know, issue point. So they did an ultrasound on my kidneys, and they were like, well, your kidneys look fine. You don't have any kidney stones. And they said that my CT scan was normal. Everything was normal to them. Everything was normal. But what wasn't normal was my blood work and my urine specimens. Every time there was like squamous cells in my urine specimen. There was protein in my urine. There, you know, everything that was supposed to be not there was like there. And things that should have been, you know, not high or not low, you know, were out of the normal ranges. And so I had to keep hounding different, you know, I called the nephrology department, and I was like, hey, so what's the next step? What are we going to do? What additional tests, you know, you want to do? And, you know, why is this high? Why did this show up on, you know, the results? And so finally, I think 2 days later, the guy got back to me and told me, oh, yeah, so the doctor said everything was fine, so, you know, there's nothing else that needs to be done, and, you know, you don't need to come back for a follow-up. Like, what? You didn't answer any of my questions, and I just, like, told him, and he's like, like, you know, it just, so then, you know, the GI woman, I'm still bloated, you know, I'm still having the same problems that I was having prior to coming here, and nobody wanted to do anything. She's like, well, you know, we need to get this other, you know, test done that can't get done until the end of next month. You know, this hotel ended up costing me $4,000 in total for everything, for the airfare and for the hotel to stay there, because they couldn't get anything scheduled within the time frame that I said, even though on their homepage it says, you know, things that would require a month elsewhere would get done in days there, which is why I chose to go there. Didn't happen. So I'm telling her, you know, I'm like, well, why can't we get these things scheduled, you know, while I'm already here? I said, she's like, well, you're just going to have to call, you know, you're just going to have to make a return trip. Like, who's paying for that, though? You know, it just, there was no urgency. You know, I called because I was having nausea, and one of the ladies wanted to argue me on not calling in nausea medicine, wanted to tell me that I needed to get, you know, there was some over-the-counter and herbal supplements for nausea. Like, it's just, it's annoying when you've paid that much money to, you know, try to go somewhere that claims that they can, you know, give you answers when other places haven't, and then you get massively let down. Like, massively let down. Literally, they did everything that I could have stayed in Tennessee to have done. Blood work, pee in a cup, x-rays, or CT scan, MRI, scope, all things that I had already had. And they had all that information. They're like, well, we need more, you know, we need more, you know, paperwork or whatever. I'm like, I brought you everything. I gave you everything. Like, there's nothing else for you to look into. And it's just, I really was incredibly let down and disappointed in general, just with my entire journey of health issues. Like, it's sad, and it's really, really irritating when you can't when you're trying to communicate what's going on with you and nobody is taking, you know, your situation seriously. It's like literally like our lives, people who have chronic illnesses, our lives are in the hands of these, you know, healthcare providers. And when they're just trying to, you know, half-ass things, like it doesn't make for a good situation for us. You know, so now here I am still with the same situations. The only thing that's different is that now I have $6,000 of medical and hospital debt because I went to Mayo Clinic and stayed at their hotel that's attached to it. And it just was super disheartening, guys. So my advice is, if you can do things before you get to, you know, whatever place you're trying to get to, if you can do things online or call them and try to get things scheduled, you know, prior to going. I try to do that, but maybe you guys will have, you know, better luck. Try to do that, and really make sure that there's nobody locally that can, you know, take care of your situation. All right, guys, let me know if there's any questions you have, and comment below, subscribe, hit me up.